it's the experiment. This was just a run I was doing
Our
for
scientists
years.
can't get enough of those
It's
tissue
just
samples.
trying to really, once again, just push my
That's your
limits
target. Eliminate it with the
and,
takedown.
run critical runs. I'm really starting to get into the swing of it. I'm really starting to understand, how the rolls go, what's going to really pop up. I'm really starting to understand that, it's like I'm going to see multiple smashers at one time. I'm going to see multiple spikers. I'm going to see apexes a lot. I'm going to see a lot of tormentors. I'm going to see all sorts of feral guns and storm spikers. I'm really getting into Florida, so I'm like more mentally fortified now that I'm doing these on a more regular basis, and I'm actually starting to get the swing of it. I'm not playing as scared. I'm not playing as reckless either, just because I do have to be a lot more stealthy. I have to be a lot more controlled. I have to be very, very different. I did actually on this one, rather than bringing body armor, I did actually bring a XR drone just so I could, check corners, scan for enemies, and I really just, would know what's actually coming at me or for me. I was being very, very cautious. I didn't want to, round a corner to anything, or round a corner into, multiple enemies at once. So I was very careful and cautious with that. I made sure to really, play it by ear, using the sound to kind of tell me what's around. And especially since it's a spontaneous sludge, and the sludge pretty much can pop up anywhere. I was making sure to also be cautious of the ceiling and the ground. I was making sure to watch corners, because I didn't exactly know where entrances are. I believe I just started really playing Truth and Consequences more frequently. So these are maps I don't understand. I just finished Alaska's studies, so now I'm working on the studies for Truth and Consequences. So these are maps I'm not exactly fully familiar with. I think I did make the mistake of actually bringing glue grenades, and I didn't really fully understand them. So I thought maybe they'd make them still or kind of stun them, but they don't. They slow them down. Literally, as it says, it literally just slows them down. So you're supposed to basically walk behind them to get your takedowns. So they're useful, but they're just, it just took me understanding it. I was kind of dumb at first and I didn't understand what was going on. Like, I thought there was a bit of a stun to it, but no, it's literally just slows them down so you can go behind them and take them down. So it's very useful, and now that I understand that, I can probably use them a little bit more. Again, I'm still tinkering because I do want to see beyond, the normal standard of everyone bringing either a revive kit and paralysis grenades, or paralysis grenades and a body armor. I want to see what else really works. I want to see what else really I can do with the equipment and the gadgets. I want to get past my standard of bringing paralysis grenades and the auto turret. I want to really just, tinker, because I'm just a good person, as my name implies. The experiment part of my name implies. I really like to tinker and try out new things. I actually ended up in a really bad situation here, where I thought it was just two tormentors, and I ended up, in a terrible situation. Like, I took serious damage here, and then realized it was 4 tormentors, and I was like, alright, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. There's too many tormentors at once. So I ended up just extracting right there. I had already finished the objective, so I wasn't really worried about, trying to rack up super kills. And I've already maxed out my entire roster, so I wasn't really worried about, the XP that I'm trying to get. I'm really just focused on being the best player that I can be. And being as strategic as I possibly can get. I really want to just, work on my strategies. I obviously want to start doing a lot more Maelstrom protocols, so I do need to start actually, finding people to run with for that, because a lot of the videos, as if you've been watching, have been me be doing solos, and that's purely off the fact that I just don't want to do quick joins with randoms for critical runs and things of that nature, I really would just rather play by myself and get my skills up. Whereas in Maelstrom, you can't run solo, so I really need to find, you know, my team, my squad maybe, or just consistent people to play with so that we can grow together. I have seen that people can solo queue or solo queue diamond, but I just haven't had a good enough experience to do so. Again, the one time I did hit plat was with two guys at a random time late at night, and they basically carried me to diamond because I ended up getting stasis phones. So I'm not saying that it can't happen, it really can. I just haven't had a good enough experience solo queuing to have it. So, you know, as I'm really just working toward getting my skills up so that I can really just more consistently be good, and as I'm, you know, trying to find teammates to run with, I'm working on my own skills. This smasher actually was so annoying because he started chasing me, right? And I'm like, all right, let me see what the glue grenades do to him. Nothing. The glue grenades do nothing to him. He literally just walks normal speed through them. That is probably the most annoying thing I've ever seen. As a matter of fact, he might actually walk slightly faster because you're right in front of him. So I ended up just having to run away from him, and I got a pretty clean escape, I thought. So I started grabbing the objective, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna just, you know, do the objective. I've gotten away from him. I'm gonna go the opposite direction because that's where the objective is. You know, I'm really just, I'm watching my corners. So I'm thinking that I'm away from him, right? I shouldn't have to anything to worry about. Drops the feral grunt right there, turns the corner, there's another smasher. So I walk from one smasher to another smasher, tries to run from this smasher, runs into the other smasher, runs past him, thank God, because I'm in a room full of random stuff. I was able to slide, bring around the table, get past him, thankfully. Turn the corner, there's a tormentor, there's a feral grunt. I'm literally at this point just running for my life. Literally just running for it. Just absolute insanity run. And I could have obviously dropped the objective and tried to fire, but this is shutdown. The more, you know, trying to kill the enemies really isn't helpful. What you really want to do is try to rush and get the objective done. So I could have just dropped the objective and, you know, tried to fight. But as you see, there's more smashes, more tormentors, there's more feral grunts, there's nests everywhere, and it's shut down. So even trying to destroy a nest, really, it'll come back. So I get dropped down to 15 health. I do finish the objective, which, you know, pretty much kills off everything. I think there were still like 1 or 2 tormentors and some sludge just around. I made the smart decision. I was like, all right, I'm gonna just get out of here before I take any more damage, because I do want to actually try to complete this third objective, which was specimen. So I'm like, okay, this specimen cannot be crazy. The worst thing I could possibly get is if I get an apex specimen, because I don't think I've ever gotten that. I don't even know if it's possible to get an apex specimen, but I'm like, all I have to do is watch out for an apex, or don't get like, or if I get an apex specimen, just really actually, you know, play a good game of Ring Around the Rosie. I was down to 1 HP and I was okay with that. I was perfectly fine with that. Again, I was playing stealthy, I was playing strategic. I had just had that smoke run where I, you know, had made it on 1 HP. So I was, you know, I was a little confident that I could do this. I had the XR drone, so I felt like as long as I have enough information, I would be able to survive. And, you know, I did make some pretty clean runs. I understood that I could run pretty much past things as long as they don't get a direct line of sight on me. But then I was like, you know, the smasher isn't too far from me. The elite smasher that I need isn't too far from me. Maybe I can like make enough noise that he'll come to me and I can still do this objective. So I started, you know, opening the doors. Again, I'm still playing this safe because I am on 1 base HP plus the little extra HP you get from medkits. So I was playing it safe, not really scary, but playing it safe, making sure to watch how the Tormentor was turning, and then use the fact that I was fused to just blow up, you know, blow the Tormentor up, get him out of there. And then I was like, alright, cool, I don't think that's enough noise. Let's just make some noise in the direction that the Tormentor is. Just start blowing random stuff up. And I was like, alright, I don't know if that's enough. He's still not really moving. Blow some more stuff up. And I'm really just, again, I'm just trying to get it, basically call him over to where I am. Get him over to the extraction point, and he just was not moving. He did not care. I don't know if it was just he was too far for him. I don't know if he didn't register because he didn't have, you know, line of sight on me or what, but he just refused to come over. He just absolutely refused, and I was like, okay, this is stupid. This is really stupid that he's just refusing to come over. I'm at 1 HP. I really can't go get him. I really want to try to actually get him though. So I peeked out a little bit, which, you know, again, it's not the smartest idea, but it's just like, alright, I'm stubborn. I really want to try to get the objective. I really want to get all 3 objectives and really, you know, succeed here. Because I hate doing incursions and not getting all the objectives. But, you know, when you have to extract, you have to extract. And I knew that I would eventually have to extract. I started hearing a Tormentor, which actually made me really, really nervous. I was like, oh man, if a Tormentor pops up on me now, it's going to be pack it up and dip, because I'm gone. He's going to hit me with one of his Kamehamehas or Shoryukens, and I'm out. So, again, I was really trying to hope that this, like, Smasher would come this way. He just refused. I really did. So I was like, alright, I'm going to peek out a little bit, see if I can spot him. If I can, you know, tap him a couple times, he'll finally come in this direction. I couldn't see him. I couldn't see him anywhere. Which means he was probably hiding in the buildings or up, you know, up the stairs or something. And I was like, oh, I cannot go search for you. If I go search for you, I am a dead man. If I go search for you, I'm a dead man. Like, I peeked a little bit. Again, I went a lot farther than I probably, you know, in all essence probably should have. Because, again, I can still hear this Tormentor around me. Which means I have an enemy close that can pretty much snipe me from long range. But I was like, alright, whatever. I'm going to hit this nest. You know, hopefully that calls him over. Nope, nothing. Alright, whatever. I'm out of here. And I just extracted. It's been AP Experiment. I'll catch you in the next one.